Hey guys, Jess here. I am going to be giving you guys a tutorial today on the Canon Selphy, or at least my Canon Selphy that I have. I have had a couple of requests via comments. I put an offer out there in my scrap room tour to see if anybody was interested, and I had some folks that that commented, some viewers that said, yes, please, we want to know how to use it. Mine's still in the box. So I'm here to help. I am by no means an expert on the Canon Selphy. However, I've had it for almost 2 years now, I think. Maybe a little bit longer than that. I lose track of time, to be honest. I don't know if you guys are like me, but seems as though the days run together now. But I've had it for a long while, and I actually bought mine used. And I am so glad I purchased it. It is the best little compact printer. It has saved me from ordering photos online and getting the prints back, having to wait, 5, 10, 14 days until my prints come in, if you use like Shutterfly or something like that when they have those deals. It has also saved me from getting prints that are fuzzy or out of alignment or miscolored, or you thought you ordered a 5x7 but you got a 4x6, or just the quality wasn't that good, and you don't know because you just send them off and you order them. So now with the Canon Selphy, I can print on demand. I don't need to print more than I need. So, I mean, I still have a stockpile of photos from my printing days that I need to finish scrapping, but now I don't have a ton of photos that I need to hold on to. So I've freed up some storage space. If my children need a photo for a project or not, it's right then and there. I can print it. I can print different sizes and shuffle some images around, which is really, really cool. So I am so pleased with this little printer. And so I want to share with you how to use it if you've never used it before, how I use it, and just kind of give you a walkthrough. And I hope you find this helpful. Like I said before, I'm by no means an expert, but I'll teach you what I know. And if you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But let's get started on this tutorial. So the Canon Selphy has been around for a while. This model I have is actually the Canon Selphy 910. So it's the older model. They're now up to the CP 1300. But not much has changed about the printer between this model and the newer model. So that goes to show you that it's a good product. So I bought this used on the Facebook Marketplace because I wasn't sure about it. I didn't want to make an investment without being sure. And I always like to test things out. If I can get them at a better price, I'll do that. And I happened to find one online, and I was ecstatic. I was so ecstatic. So if you buy them new, the CP 1300, they run you about $100 online. Amazon has them. I think HSN sells them. They usually have specials. They're a little more expensive, but they have those crafty sales specials all the time, and this is usually part of it where you can get it for about $100. So that's about the going price for one of these. As you can see, it's really compact, which is nice. It's a plug-in. This little screen goes up and down, so you can adjust it to your liking. Here's all your menu buttons. On the side here, this is where your ink lives. So they have these little cartridges. Let me see if I can pull it out and show you. Very easy to get. The refills and ink is relatively inexpensive. Honestly, so let's see here. Let me show you the package. So this is what I order. I get it off Amazon. Let me zoom it up a little bit. So you get 108 sheets of photo paper plus 2 ink refills. And so that works out. I get this for, I think, about $30 for this package here of refills. So it works out to be about, 30 cents a print, give or take. Which Yes, it can be a little bit more expensive than Walmart or CVS. However, you have the factor of convenience. You can print on demand. So say you take like this super cute photo of your child, or of my son. I take a lot of them. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to scrap that tonight. I don't have to run to the store. I don't have to wait to order online. I come downstairs and I print it and I have it, which is, the convenience factor is just so great. So, and I find that I don't need to print as many because I don't need a lot of duplicates, or I don't have to, you know, I can adjust the photos on my phone so I know the quality that I'm getting. Whereas before I'm, you know, ordering Shutterfly or Walmart, I felt like it was a gamble every time. I don't know if you all felt that way, but that's how I felt. Like, you get your pictures and then the one photo you're looking forward to, you're disappointed because it was fuzzy or the colors were off, or, you know, other various reasons. So yeah, so the price, in my opinion, is not bad, you know, especially for the convenience per photo. So this is how the machine comes, and you actually, so that was a printer side. I'm kind of trying to walk you through the machine here. Apologies, jumping around a little bit. You have an SD card reader. So this is Wi-Fi, and you can connect right from your phone, but you also can plug in your SD card. So I have, you know, scrapbook with, you know, I do go to a lot of crops. I have a lot of scrap friends, and some of them aren't tech savvy, and they have smartphones but they don't know how to use them, or, you know, they have a ton of photo on SD cards, and they're just like, can I use that for this? Absolutely, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So then you have your little AC plug in the back, and then on the front here with your SD card is where you open up and you put your photo tray in. So here's your photo tray. You flip it up like this, and you insert it in the front. To load your photos, this top piece goes in here, and that's where you load your photos. And let me just show you. So it's a little shimmery, so I'm sorry, but there's a perforated edge on this photo. So these photo sheets are not, once you print your photo, you rip off the perforated edge. They're not exactly a 4x6. They're just slightly smaller. But again, I haven't really noticed a difference in the size. And I often map my photos, so the slight smaller size of a 4x6 is not an issue for me. But I wanted to give you that disclaimer because it might matter to somebody. So you load your photo paper in, and then you just snap in your tray. What I love about this is that actually it's great to travel with. Like I told you, I take this printer to crops, so I don't pre-print my photos. I have a good idea of what I want to scrap when I go to a crop, so I have my kits, and then I bring my machine, and then when I sit down and get ready to scrapbook, I print off the photos, because I don't often know if I want a 4x6, or if I want a 2x2, or if I want to do a photo strip, and you have a lot of options with the Canon Selphy and the app. So I like to kind of wait and figure out what kind of layout I'm going to do before I print my photos. That's just how I work. So you can take this out, close this up, unplug it, and they sell cases for them. So this is the case I have. It's a hardcover case, and you open it up. It has a little handle here. And my Selphy fits right in this case. I'm going to just show you real quick. There. And that fits in the pocket right there. And then your AC adapter fits here. You can put some extra photos and inks in here, and you can take it with you. How awesome is that? It's nice, compact. It fits in my scrapbooking bags. So that's another thing I really like about this printer. It's nice and small. Easy to travel with for sure. Okay, so now let's get to the fun stuff, right? Printing a photo. So first I'm going to show you how to use the SD card reader, and then I will show you how to link it to your phone. So I am going to turn the Canon Selphy on. And we're just going to give it a minute. And if I were using this normally, I would flip the screen up so I could see it, but I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So As you can see, it's turning on and getting ready. Okay, so this is your home screen. And then when you first get it, walk through the manual, set up your password, and so on and so forth. I've done all that. I'm not going to walk you through all those nitty-gritty details. I'm going to assume you already have it set up and ready to use, and you just need to know the functions. So I have my little SD card here, and I plop it in the front, and it's going to come up here in a minute and read it. So as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, let me get you in frame. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. Let me zoom out just slightly. Okay, so there we go. So there's my photo image. Now, I prefer to use the phone app, but again, I'm trying to show the SD option just for those folks who don't have a smartphone or are not very tech savvy or intimidated by, you know, the wireless functionality. That SD cards are an option, so don't let that hinder you purchasing one of these selfies. It's still really great, but the wireless option has a little bit, it's a little easier to use in my opinion. So anywho, so I have my photos up, so I can actually scroll through and take a look at the photos. So I'm going to pick one here. These are of my son back when he just turned 1. We were at a birthday party. And I have a photo here. There we go. His birthday party. Okay, we're almost there. All right, coming up. There's him walking. Okay, here's him on the slide. All right, so we're gonna use this photo. It had enough colors and contrast, so I feel like you guys can see it on the video. So hopefully you can. So I've chosen my photo. Now, there are settings on the Canon Selphy that you can adjust before you print your photo. So this is the photo I wanna print. So if I go over here and click menu, it gives me this list. It says print all images, ID photo, change settings, or Wi-Fi settings. I'm going to go down to change settings. I'm going to hit OK. So when you go here, you can actually choose some options. So the first one is photo print finish. So I have glossy photos, so I have it on glossy. The next one is borderless. So you can actually choose to have a border or not have a border. So if I scroll here, it just says bordered or borderless. So it would leave a white border around your photo if you desire that. Kind of like pre-matting it already. You get an option for a photo layout. So you can do 1 up, or you could print 2, 4, 8. You can do an index, or you can do a shuffle print on the layout. I'm just going to go to 1 and show you how to print a 4x6. If you go down a little bit further, image optimization, I think that just reduces any noise and keeps it clear. You can adjust the brightness. You can have smooth skin off or on, and then your colors. You could do vivid, neutral, positive film, sepia, black and white, or you can have it off. So there are some tone options there as well. So we've got our settings. Oh, sorry, there's a few more. You got your red eye correction. You can add the date along with adjusting the format. And then you can change power setting and language. It says English, but that's all there is. On mine anyway. Okay, so that's where you kind of can tweak your photos a little bit and adjust your settings. So I'm going to keep it borderless. And I'm going to hit back twice. And it's going to bring me back to my screen. Now, the other option you have before we hit print is that you can crop. So say I'm like, I want to zoom in a little bit on my son. I want to crop this photo down. You can hit edit and then click OK. And it's going to bring up your crop screen. So I'm going to move over to my son here. I'm just going to tilt that up just a little bit, make sure I can see it. And then I want to crop just him. Now right now as it stands, he's being cut off a little bit. So I can hit the magnifying glass, the plus, and I can make my crop just a little bit bigger. So then I can, the space I'm cropping on the photo is slightly larger. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to hit OK. All right, so it's not showing my cropped image on the screen, but it should print that way. Okay, so I've cropped my image, I've adjusted my settings, and now I'm ready to go ahead and print. So right here is your print button. You just hit print. And so now we're going ahead and printing. And what it does, it prints each color. So it sends the photo back and forth. So I'm going to zoom out now so you can see this in real life. So we're passing through the yellow. All right, there we go. How awesome is that? So there is the photo. Isn't he cute? I know I'm a little partial, but look how bright and vivid those colors are. Isn't that great? And I was able to crop it. It's just awesome. And then what you do here is you just fold these little sides. The perforated edges come off. And there is your print, ready to scrapbook. Or put in an album or on your fridge or whatever you prefer to do it. Isn't that great? And the quality is awesome. I've had no complaints about the quality. The only issue I've ever run into in regards to like print quality is that sometimes your print paper, your photo paper will have like scratches or lines in it just from the manufacturer, so your ink won't cover. But honestly, in the 2+ years I've owned this machine, I think I've had to toss out maybe a handful of photos, so it doesn't happen often. Okay, so that is the SD card functionality. So now I'm going to share with you the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth functionality. So I've taken out my SD card, and as you can see, I am here back at the home screen. So for the Canon Selphy, you are going to need a couple of apps. So you're going to want to go to your app store, and let me share with you here. You need 2 apps. There's the design software, and then there's the printer app. So if you go Canon Selphy, it's going to bring up the Canon Print Ink Selfie setup, and then there is the, let me zoom up. So sorry, let me go back here. Here is your printer app, the actual app that speaks to the printer, and then this is the layout design app. So you want both. So this allows you to play with your photos, 2 different layout options before you actually print. So you're going to want to download both of those apps from your app store, and I do believe it's Android and Apple, like most things nowadays. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go to your settings. So again, I'm going to assume you have set up your Canon Selphy. This part tricks everybody up, so that's why I'm showing it. So when you go to your settings, you actually connect through your Selphy through Wi-Fi. So you're going to click on your Wi-Fi settings, and right here it's going to show you all your connections you have access to. And see that CP910 number? That is my Canon Selphy. That is the name of my printer. And when you do your settings, you will also see the name of your printer on there. So I'm going to click that, or select that, and that is, now I'm directly connected to my Canon Selphy. and no longer the Wi-Fi. So if you have to do any photo stuff on the internet, you're better off doing that before you connect to your Selphy. So again, to connect to it, you're going to go to your Wi-Fi settings and connect to your Canon Selphy like you would Wi-Fi, not through Bluetooth. So I know that gets confusing for people. All right, so now we're connected to the Canon Selphy. So we are now going to go to the Selphy app. So here is the Selphy app. So you have different printing options. So you can do your standard 4x6. You can do 3x4 combinations. You can do photo strips. You can do collages, a combination layout, or what they call a label layout. Hopefully y'all can see that. So I am going to show you just the standard 4x6 at first, just like what we did with the SD card, but now we're going to do it with the app. So I'm going to go select and print, and then I'm going to select a photo from my smartphone, and I'm going to go to Recents. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to pick a photo from my photo options to print. Okay, so now I've selected my photo. And down here at the bottom, you have options. So your options are your paper size. So I right now have it on L. If you do P, it makes it the print a little narrower and longer. If you do L, it crops it a little bit more. And if you do C, it makes it go sideways. So I'm going to maximize this photo, so I'm going to do P. And then you can choose your border. So right now I have it on borderless. I can select border, and now it has added a white border. If I go borderless, there is no border there anymore. I tend to do mostly borderless, but on occasion I'll add a border. If you do a border, you can change your background color. You can add the date. They now have an option where you can add little photo stamps, fun little images. So if I wanted to add hearts, I could add hearts to this picture and I can move it around. I could make it bigger. That's a fun little feature. So I have the cute little editing features now on the app. You could add text. So I'm going to show you right there. Oh, well, I just added some text there on the picture if I wanted to. So if I print it off, the text will be there, which is a new cool feature on the app. Oh, let's see. You can add some paint and some filters. So before I had to do my photo editing in my actual iPhone photo app. I didn't use any other fancy apps. Some people use different apps. I just used the standard photo editing software on my app. But now you can actually change the tone and stuff right here on the Canon Selphy if you choose. So hopefully you guys can see that I am changing the color of the photo. So again, that's another cool option they have added to the software. I tend to adjust all my photos before I load them to Selphy, but again, it's nice to have that option. All right, so those are all your options here to make adjustments to your photo. So then I say, I'm good. This is what I want to do with my photo. So I'm going to hit print preview. And then, yes, I selected borderless. It's just reminding you. And then you hit OK. So now it's going to bring you over to the print module and the printer app, as you can see. So we're no longer in the design app. We are in the printer app. So you want to make sure you're connected to your Selphy. So, well, let me show you this first. It gives you options to do copies and border or borderless. If you go here to the little house, this little house in the corner, you can go here and make sure that you're connected to your Canon Selphy. I like to point this out because some people where they've like connected to a friend and then they're trying to reconnect to theirs, they forget to go in the screen and select their Selphy. Or if you're at a crop, sometimes you'll accidentally connect to somebody else's. So that's a good way to see if you're having that issue. So let me go back to my print here. So again, I'm going to hit print. And then I got borderless. I got my one image I want to print. And so now I am ready to print. And here we go. And as you can see, it is talking to my Selphy. And we should be printing in a moment. Sometimes it does take a minute to talk. And there we go. And there we have it. So here is the photo. Isn't it cute? Again, really great quality. As you can see, I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but this photo paper was a little, oh, I don't think you can see it. Had a couple little scratches, so there's a couple little white dots right there, but not very noticeable. But again, you'll run into that on occasion with the photo paper. So, but that is printing a 4x6 from your phone. Super easy. I can't say enough good things about it. So I also want to show you the multi-layout feature. So we're going to go back to the app here. I'm going to hit back. And yeah, I want to discard my photo and my edits. So now we're going to go to, let's go to the shuffle layout. This one's really fun. So I'm going to go to my photos. And I am going to print out a bunch of pictures here. Let's see. All right, my son playing toys and trucks. I don't remember how many photos is in this, so we're just gonna go with that. All right, so this is how the shuffle layout began. So what's cool about this is that you can actually play around with it. So I can hit shuffle until I find a layout that I like. I can also hit orientation. I want to go landscape, I can go landscape. I prefer that. All right, I like that layout. So this has me at 20. I can do 8. Okay. I'm moving it to the L size. It made my photos just a little bit larger. Oh, let's see here. Background, filter options. So yeah, so there's a little bit more limitation in the shuffle mode or the combination mode, but as you can see, I have got a little collage. It gives you all these different options that you can do. It's really cool to have that. Let's go back. Your bookmark layout. I call it a film strip, but it's actually a bookmark layout. So I'm going to pick a photo from my smartphone, go to Recents, and let's see here. Pick these of my stepdaughter. So I picked 4 photos. So here is something, a limitation. This highlights perfectly a limitation with the Canon Selphy. So you cannot like crop your photos in the design app. So as you can see here, all those photos I chose, because they're a vertical in nature and not horizontal, my stepdaughter's head is being cut off in those bottom 3 photos. So in order to get your photos in this situation to happen, you're going to have to go edit them in your photo software, so on your phone photos. Either turn the photo horizontally, or you're going to have to crop it so the layout itself of the photo is horizontal in nature. So I would have to, let's see if it will let me trim. Oh, look at that. I take that back. They added a new feature. How cool is that? So I was actually able to just go in and adjust the photo and move it up to her face. I'm learning as well, people. That's great. So before I would have to go into my old photo app and adjust crop the image in my photo app and then reload it into Selphy. So they've made some awesome enhancements to this design app. I'm so thrilled with that, because I think the one frustration I had was that I couldn't get my vertical photos to print horizontally. There was a limitation there. So I'm super thrilled with that functionality now. Nice job, Canon. Okay, so we're gonna go in and fix her so that I can see her beautiful face. All right, so now I have, right now it's on bordered, so it looks like a film strip. I can change it to borderless. As you can see, when I change it to borderless, I have to go back and readjust trim the photo so that I can actually see her. So go in here and recorrect the photos here, retrim. I typically like to keep the border for the bookmarks or the photo strips. I think just looks a little nicer. And again, it looks like a photo strip. So as you can see here, it duplicates the photos on the photo strip. It's always going to do that. So you can only have 4 photos, and then it's gonna copy the photos on the other side. Let's see here. Select photos. Let's just make sure, since I'm learning right along with you guys, that they didn't add that feature where you could. So I'm going to add a 5th photo here. Yeah, so I went to add a 5th photo, and as you can see now, that carried over to the next page of bookmarks, and it's duplicating on the other side. Not the worst thing in the world, but I was kind of hoping that I could, select all 8 separate photos, but unfortunately it's one side and mirrors the other. Again, super cool functionality to have. I've done some layouts with these photo strips, and it's really adorable. So I love that option. And then we looked at the shuffle. Combination layout is kind of the same idea. It's a different shuffle option. And then the last item is the label layout, which basically it makes your photo a 4x4. So there you go. So instead of trimming it yourself, you can easily plop it on there. Use that as a 4x4. Now, you waste some photo paper that way, but you would anyway if you were trimming it. I like the square photo look. I've been using it a lot lately on my layouts, so it's kind of nice to have that option. So let's see. Yeah, and then we didn't go over the two 3x4s, but basically it's taking a 4x6 and turning it into 2 3x4s. Now with a border, they're going to be slightly smaller. So you're going to want to, make sure I turned the border off. That works for you. But I just, I love all the photo printing options. Now your max size is a 4x6, obviously, but most of us scrap 4x6 or smaller. So I find that this works for 99.9% of my layouts. And if I want to do a 5x7 or an 8x10 on a layout, I have a printer, a regular home printer that prints photos. So it's not a big deal. So yeah, I think I have kind of covered all the basics on the Canon Selphy. I can't say enough wonderful words about this printer. It really has been a game changer for my photo printing and my scrapbooking in general. I love the instant access to my photos. Like I said, I take a photo earlier that day and I come down at night to scrap up. I'm like, oh my God, I want to scrapbook that cute photo I took earlier, and I can do that. I don't have to wait. I don't have to run to the store. It's amazing. You can get your refills on Amazon, 2-day shipping, so you don't have to wait for that. And I think overall it's affordable. If you're a bulk printer, like you print 100 photos and you scrap all 100 of those photos, it may not be as cost effective in that manner. But for me, the type of scrapper I am, I think it's affordable, cost effective, and convenient. So that is all I have to offer in regards to my Selphy knowledge. So I hope you found this helpful. Absolutely leave a comment or question below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope you get out your Canon Selphys and you begin to play. And reach out with any questions. I'd be happy to help to the best of my ability. And until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and happy scrapping. Bye!